Oh god, that's so much fucking thing. I'm like, alright, so I just see her fucking shaking here, like, oh, catch some breaths, people, you know, going, because those, like, the Boruto, alright, that started off fucking strong. I ain't gonna lie, it's like, the first page, I was like, two people are fighting on the fucking Naruto's fucking broken fucking Hokage statue. Immediately I'm here like, you've got my fucking attention, alright? You have got my attention for the first page, and it's like, to think you be this strong, Kawaki, and I'll be sending you to meet the 7th Boruto. I'm like, what? Did I just like skip like 90 chapters? Like, what just the fuck happened on it? Like, Naruto's got like with like that, it's like Naruto dead and Boruto's got a scar and there's a oh, so if people don't know, that's the starting of Boruto Naruto Next Generation, and boy oh boy have we got some shit to talk about. So it cuts into, immediately we get to see, like, from what it looks like, we get to see this character Kawaki, who seemingly is fighting Boruto on the top of the shattered Naruto statue of the 7th Hokage. And from what we see of like the actual like little color paste that they showed of like all the characters there, is that we can see clearly that Kawaki doesn't, like, from what we see in that page with like the tattoo that he has over his face and like what's as well on his arm, that clearly isn't there. So that has something to do with like some sort of like that transformation, and like for both Boruto and Naruto to have this thing on their arm, this trial thing, he has the red one and then he actually had the blue one. And if people didn't actually notice as well, like, you can clearly see that Kawaki, what was having, like, on one of those panels, is that he had a spear or kind of lance very similar to what, like, Obito had in, like, when you fought him as the Sage of Six Paths. So I was wondering, what the hell is going on here? Like, what did this fucking be? And clearly there's, like, some big, massive, like, time skip like going to be happening here, and it's like, you know, that he's got a scar in his eye, like, and activating immediately the Byakugan in like the eye. I'm just like, what? Oh my god, oh, there's so much to say. Like, he's got the sword, it looks cool. It's like, so clearly there is some shit that's going to be happening right here, right now, and you can clearly see that he got slashed, obviously, from like what we saw of like when he was wearing Sasuke's headband. He's got the fucking scar like there, so he had that when it was hitting him, and I'm guessing this must have happened at an earlier time or something like that beforehand, because this looks like it was completely just like, you know, new or something. So there is so much that I have to fucking say about this, but whew. Clearly they have got, like, for this Kawaki and Boruto fight, they are clearly going for something a lot like Naruto and Sasuke, and seeing that the entire village is in rubble, it's like, and saying that the age of ninja is over, like, what the fuck, like, happened at this point? And I'm gonna say, like, I'm seeing these 30 pages and I'm like, oh my god, I knew, like, they were gonna be doing something like this, where it's like, okay, as soon as we've seen that, we need to know what happened. And this is the bit where I'm like the rest of the chapter, I'm a little bit, no, since what they started doing, and obviously this would like make a lot of sense and all that for people that obviously haven't seen the movie, but they recapped Boruto Naruto the movie, which I will say straight up, I saw that in cinemas, and I absolutely fucking adored it. Like, it's my favorite Naruto movie. It was one of my favorite anime movies, period, I saw last year. It was such a good experience to watch it in a cinema with a bunch of crowd hyping and going, you know, what the fuck, oh my god, and it looks beautiful. Like, the animation was fucking superb. And I came out of that saying, like, literally, I had no complaint, apart from maybe they could have built up on the villain a little bit more, but that's pretty much with most Naruto villains in general. Like, coming out of that, it's like, it's a shame, because, like, I'd be a huge hypocrite if I said, like, oh, like, you know, this is fine, this gets the key, when obviously Dragon Ball Super's doing the same fucking thing. They're just recapping now the anime stuff, and it's just like, I generally, like when I'm here, it's like, when the movie was that fucking good, near perfect, like, I would say, like that, when it's a solid 9 on 10, and I'm seeing this stuff, I'm like, why does this even need to exist, apart from, like, you could have done this afterwards, you could have done that, and it seems like it's going through the same, like, tones and messages, where it's like, you know, Boruto, he hates his dad, he never spends time with him, and seeing the moment saying, yo, you got one chance, dad, or like, you come to Himawari, he's like fucking, like, you're going right there, you're going to that party, you're coming right there and there, and the Boruto obviously being kind of like, you know, the cocky, you know, he's fucking spoiled kind of brat. And even doing the same thing when they fight the panda at the start and all that. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like, it's doing the same things, and also as well seeing that now that this ninja agency has evolved, that now we have like little mini scrolls, you can use this stuff to like actually use other like techniques and jutsu. So like you got to see like Konohamaru was able to use like something from the Nara clan. Obviously the biggest controversy, like what people are going to be saying, is definitely the art for this one. A lot of people like reading it, like, and I gotta say, for most of the chapter I was fine. There were some bits though that looked really rough, and I believe this you have to come out of it. This is like, although he's been assistant for like Kishimoto since like the start of Naruto, this, I believe this is his first actual manga that he's done, like, you know, working on that. And it's like there were scenes where I'm like, okay, that looks rough and all that, and I'm thinking like, Sasuke, you know, why do you look like Snape now? Like coming into that, and there was like Konohamaru looked a bit rough, and I'm thinking like, the biggest thing with like Hinata was like, Hinata, what happened to your boobs? It's like, well, where the fuck did they go? Like, trust me, I've seen a lot of Hinata in my time. Those puppies don't just vanish, alright? Someone did some fucking ninja hiding on them over, because those things just fucking disappeared coming into that shit like that. And it's like, Naruto, for it, like, for what it is, fine. Boruto, you know, obviously, like, fine and all that. The bit that looked rough, I would say, is like when they see a picture of Minato, and I'm like, who is that character? I was generally like, who is that character for a second? And I'm like, oh, that's supposed to be his depiction of Minato, and I was like, oh my god, it looks completely different from what he looks like. I mean, there are some small differences, obviously, like from what we see, like Sarada has like a new like costume design from what it looks like, and I'm fine with that. I thought that was, alright, you know, get Sarada a new design, that's kind of cool. Like, so it's just like when you come into this, I'm like, right, like, because I'm so annoyed because I love the movie so much. And it's like, it's doing the same material, but yeah, but it's like, when you've got such a good piece of fucking content, then it's like, why would I want to do this shit? Like, you know, kind of go through it. It's like, if anything and all that, like with the controversial art, and like when you come into like, especially with like how the fucking Boruto movie looks like, it's like, Boruto looks fucking stunning. It's like the best thing that period's done in animation. It looks so good, and I'm like, why, you know, why have we got that? Like, you know, we kind of got this stuff. I kind of really wish though, and I understand why it has to happen, it's because, you know, obviously not everyone saw the Boruto movie, and it's like, that's understandable. I really wish, though, this took place immediately after Boruto, and I will say, from what it looks like, from the pacing, it seems like it covered, I'd like to say, the first 15 minutes of the movie. I'd like, it's been so long since I've seen the Boruto movie, so I'd like to say it either covers the first 15 minutes, or the first 30 minutes, like, obviously, you know, like, not including that really sick intro with Sasuke, not including that stuff into it, but it's seemingly like they are going for the same things, and all I can say on that situation, like, for a fact, is that I really hope that they don't, like, you know, go into it too long and all that, because it's like, that's the thing, like, the movie's perfect as it is. Like, I fucking love that movie, and it's just like I keep saying, why does it need to be there? I am curious though, the people that obviously haven't seen the movie, how they're gonna like treat this and all that. And like, I know like people are probably gonna come out to this like, oh, already is, you know, it's bullshit. Like, I honestly, for the most part, I like that they kept some of the same, you know, things into it, and obviously there was a few little differences on there. And I think as a chapter as itself, it's like, the intro is fucking strong. If that's got your attention like that, like, it will get any kind of attention to that stuff, because I'm like, all right. You got me immediately. Like, you got me to see that, but it's like even if you count like not even have the movie in there, like having Boruto at the end, he's like, no, fuck you, dad, and all that, and Sasuke arrives, and he's like, you know, there's some shit that like that's going down and all that, and saying like, you know, there's stuff going down, and like, you know, a souvenir from Kaguya's castle, and we got some bullshit going on, and then clearly you got that asshole that's like, yeah, like ninjas won't even have to work anymore and all that, like, so it's like, when you had someone like Rock Lee, who like specifically like, yeah, he couldn't even be a ninja, like, you know, he couldn't do ninjutsus and stuff, but he worked hard, and it's like, if you had something like that, you're completely shitting on that like Rock Lee character. So I'm glad they're still kind of like addressing that kind of situation, what they did in the movies, because it was like, wow, like, you know, like that, like, wouldn't Rock Lee be the same person if they just happened to have this same like technology? Oh, you can just take the easy way out, or it's like, no, I want to follow that rough road, but I'll get the effort out of it. And it's just like, you saw that mentality in like when he just got, oh, I've got a level 999 character, and like both Shikamaru, like, his kids, like, you know, fuck, or what the fuck and all that, like, you know, why are you doing that shit? Honestly, if I could give the start of the chapter, like, just anything, like, even with the art and all that, I would say, like, the color for that art stuff was really good. I would like to say everything before, like, you know, like, when we was just in that time when he was fighting, like, Kawaki, I would get that shit a 9. Like, I was like, oh my god, this shit looks really hype right now, and that's his fucking intro, if anything. And honestly, my guess and all that, for the meantime, with the staff and all that, like, it'd be weird if he's Obito kid, because, like, you know, like, he didn't move on from Rin or anything, but it's like, clearly, like, he must have some kind of relation to, if not Obito, or anyone, like, one of the characters, like, I feel like he should have, like, a relation to someone that we know in the series. It would be even sicker if he's, like, Madara's, like, bastard child or something like that, like, or he's, like, a descendant of Madara in some way. It's like, oh, yeah, by the way, Madara, like, after that situation, he just fucking, like, went, like, bangs some bitch or something like that. So I really love if that's the case, but I think we would have seen him if he had, like, Sharingan or something, or, like, some similar situation. So, we'll just have to wait and see. I'm more curious, though, about this, like, blue and red, like, sort of, like tribal mark that they got on their hat. I'm really wondering what that is. But other than that, like, I think the rest of that chapter, I was actually kind of disappointed in a way where it's like, I saw the movie, so I know what's going to be happening, so if anything, I'd like, it's a 5. Like, that part of it was a 5, but I like to count the new material as separate, and this is like, I know I'd be the biggest hypocrite in the world if I didn't say, like, oh yeah, it's a 7/8, that is fine, because it's like, no, Dragon Ball Super doesn't get, like, Dragon Ball Super recapped fucking 2 movies, which, you know, the first movie was fucking great, and the second movie was, you know, alright, and it's like, what, you know, why did you have to recap it? Like, in the same way as, like, the manga has to redo it, so, like, I ain't letting that slide. Boy, oh boy, I am looking forward. Boy, I am looking forward to more of this in the future. It's like, if like a couple of pages like that got me that excited, I was like, alright, so he clearly has some plans and like escalating some shit, but it's like, boy, I was disappointed and hyped at the same time. But I'm curious to see what you guys, you Naruto fans, or should I say you Boruto fans now, think about it. If you have seen the movie and all that, let me know what you think and all that. Do you feel the same about me, where like that stuff was kind of pointless to it? But it's like, I'm curious to see what you think in the conversation down below. I understand why it needs to be like this. I wish it wasn't, though. I really wish it wasn't the case, though. But that's all for me, so I'll catch you guys, and you Naruto and Boruto fans, next time.